This was the second funeral Sawyer had attended this week. The first was a quiet, somber affair. The second was his father's. The gravestone was a small, simple thing, and as a priest read off some sort of sermon, people milled about, his father's co-workers. None of them seemed particularly sad, which was fine. Neither was he. If one squinted, it seemed more of a celebratory affair than anything else. Even the priest seemed to sparkle, all glad to see him go. Let it never be said that his father made friends. He looked at the engraving on the stone. Father, husband, and brave sheriff. He will be missed. Almost every word on it felt like a lie. No one would miss him. He was hardly brave, and the word father, now that they thought about it, seemed like a stretch. The only thing that could make it better was the priest's own words. And it was this tragic accident of grave misfortune that has taken him away from us. Well, he could certainly agree with it being tragic, but an accident? Well, I suppose that was his secret, now wasn't it? The rest of the funeral was a blur, but it seemed to be short. No one wanted to pretend to mourn for very long. So when Sawyer got home, he was surprised to find that the mail had already been delivered. Usually, the mailman's route didn't take him around till 4. It was a single letter in the mailbox. The stamp was from somewhere up north, and the curled handwriting on the envelope clearly marked it as his. College mail. He had gotten a lot of it recently, but none of it had ever been handwritten. He put it aside for now. He had other things to do. He'd look into this Foxbury place a little later.
It's a magical, mystical time. It's anecdotal adventures.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of City of Mist Kingmakers. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Ashley, and these are my players.
I'm Cassidy. I'm playing Matthias, the Rift of Typhon.
Tele, and I'm playing Adalaie, the Rift of Nemesis.
I'm Sonya. I'm playing Emma, the Rift of Athena.
I'm Juno. I'm playing Jane, the Rift of Hera.
I'm Simon. I'm playing Aron Frankel, whose Rift is King David.
And Selena, who plays Mara Galanis, the Rift of Hades, will not be joining us for this episode. Where we last left off, you guys found Jamie. You're walking around the town. Some weird flash of hatred happened, and you try to chase down the figure who abandoned their cloak to slip into the crowd unnoticed with no remarkable objects on them anymore. And the symbol was recognized by Jamie's Fae, Mythoi Ra, as a symbol of his brother's old cult. Sunnyter. And we will pick back off a little bit after. You guys tried to do a search, but there was seemingly nothing to be found. So, you eventually would have had to make your way back to the palace. What do you do?
So just out of curiosity, does this mean I gotta stay in tonight?
Yes. Either that or take at least a few other Kingmakers with you.
No, you guys need sleep.
So I
You
would
can go without
suggest staying.
sleep if you need somebody to, not get murdered.
That's super, super sweet. But let me weigh my options. I go out because I'm a little bored, or you guys just pull another all-nighter.
The castle is massive. I'm sure you'll have places to explore.
True, you can just explore the castle.
Yeah, I've gone
Yeah.
without sleep before,
What happened last time you explored alone?
Nothing.
In a castle?
In a castle?
Yeah.
Got mind controlled.
Did that happen while I was exploring, though? I don't recall when that, initially happened.
I thought that was when you were out on the street alone.
Oh, yeah, the migraine chick.
And if you think about it, last time, we gained lots of information a while ago. Remember those books? See? Then if it,
Oh wait.
Yeah, but you're
If
sleeping.
you can,
I'm not. I don't need
Mattie.
to sleep. You
While we
underestimate
sleep.
power to stay up.
Mattie, while
What?
we sleep, can you find some more like case details on the gardener? Maybe
Sure.
that's in the castle.
Matthias will take out his notebook and start writing down notes about what he needs to look for tonight.
Oh, also, you should look into the missing guards because that also had a cash
Oh
reward.
yeah. And if you hear anything about the Sun Eater Guild, that would also be useful.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but it's not nowhere near night, and you guys have been promised private conversations with every single member of the royal family.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You guys signed yourself up for that.
I'm sorry,
no,
but
actually, Jane said
Wait,
Jane did.
that.
but
Yeah,
Jane
you used the word "we"
Yep.
When did that
So-
happen? What?
during the conversation that you were absent from when it went to the castle and first
What?
talked to the royal family and found
Did I get
Jamie.
signed? What did you? What?
Because Jane thinks that we need to start trying to find our people, so we should do it while we're here.
I keep forgetting that our people
Nope.
doesn't mean the other Kingmakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
'Cause
Nasta meets you
that might
guys
be our
at
ticket to
the
getting
door.
home.
Welcome back. Did you guys eat on your way, or would you like something from here?
Did we eat on the way?
No. Didn't we also give her requests?
Yes.
Yep.
And they have prepped some of the mac and cheese that you requested
Did
for,
they-
for a quick
Thank you.
lunch.
Thank
We'll-
you. We appreciate that.
Mhm.
which I'm sure you can eat. And then, which one of the royal family would you like to meet first? As I believe that is the next thing on your agenda.
The prince or the princess, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, then let's go as an order of age. We'll start with Princess Thana.
All right.
Well,
Vic,
while you
then we'll
guys
go to
eat,
the
I will go
lab.
get Princess Thana and set her up in a study.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So what's our goal?
She leaves you alone to have some food.
Find out about them.
They.
Interesting.
This is the potential ruler family or the current one, so I figured we should probably learn about them. And these are the people we will be replacing if we pick other people. So
Maybe learn about the difficulties of the kingdom, so we know exactly what sort of people to target that could take care of that.
learn about how they view different races and cultures.
Mm.
How do they view the enslavement of Fae and everything
Well,
else?
if you look around the castle,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think it would have been pretty clear that every member of the royal family has a familiar.
Everyone.
Jane,
All of them have one familiar. You know this. This is something Adalaie has told you.
Yeah. Jamie, we actually set up a buddy system. Did we tell you? So, find a buddy. Stick together with them. Don't go anywhere without them.
Cool.
Okay,
So the whole
Jamie,
kidnapping thing doesn't happen again.
Kidnapping thing
Speaking of
happened
that,
when I was in a group, so I don't know how much
Matthias is
safer.
gonna do a head count.
Everyone's there.
Okay, good. Maybe we should have a head count every time we get back together, every night or something. Just in case.
But yeah, eventually Nasta comes back. The princess is ready if you're all done with your food.
Can we bring in a slice of the ice cream cookie cake?
They didn't make that. It was just the mac and cheese for lunch.
Okay. Oh, so it's lunch. It's not dinner.
yeah.
Okay.
I've only been gone for the morning.
I don't know. This music just makes me feel like nighttime for some reason.
No,
It's very chill music.
it's very chill.
Somewhat
Matthias
somber.
will rip out pieces of paper and give pencils to Ezekiel and Alyssa so that they can help, even though Alyssa already found her person. And Matthias will coach Ezekiel through
Alyssa
it.
straight up turns to Saren we gotta get to know the competition.
might as well explain to Ezekiel, write all of the things you like about them. At least do your best. Or draw it if you don't know how to write it. And then draw all the things you don't like.
Okay.
Jane will pull out her sketchbook.
And you are led to a large study area where there are plush chairs sort of set up for all of you.
Is it just gonna be like 15 people with notebooks, like in front of this poor chick? Oh, I feel so
You're
bad.
just like scribbling away every time she moves.
And
appears nervous.
And Kenna is sitting at a desk in the study reading when you guys come in. And she closes the book slowly when you all nods to you.
Literate.
Wow, Matthias.
I'm joking.
I know.
He puts away the journal.
That's
You're
great.
joking, but I literally just wrote that down in a journal, so.
What? Oh my god, this member
I hope
of the
you all
board-
had a pleasant trip.
Mostly, the city is beautiful.
Yes, the architecture is quite amazing. Grand feats of magic done centuries ago. Well, you wished to speak with all of us in private, so I'm assuming you have some questions.
Yes, we do. How to start this? Should I just be upfront?
We are absolutely not stabbing a princess.
I'm not gonna stab her.
Why is that where you went? Oh.
Okay, just for some clarifications for you, what they're referring to is my truth cane, essentially. And they like to call it stabbing because it has
It hurts.
a tiny bit point
hurts.
on the bottom.
It hurts!
That's only because I apply force.
Yeah, Kate's didn't have that much. It's like a tap.
You're
A
on the
magic
good side.
hurt.
And to us, it's sort of like a precaution that helps us screen over when we're trying to find what we're looking
Well,
for.
I don't think we want to use the truth cane. Let's just
How old
ask
is the
her the
princess?
questions.
Okay, but why not?
Ashley, how old is the princess?
Dana? Blech, excuse me.
Yep.
15?
Not as young as I thought.
We'll just take the word on it.
Sorry, can you spell her name?
Thana.
Alright, let's get through this interview, because figuring about how we'll do it is not going to help me that much.
Do you want to be one of the chosen?
Want is a strong word.
That is not an answer.
Is it an applicable
finish.
one?
I didn't finish.
Okay.
My whole family, my brother, me, my mother, my father, we've all been raised to be leaders, so of course we feel we have experience in that manner. I suppose in a way it would be like asking a metalworker who'd been working at his craft for years, since he was born, if he wanted to be a guild leader.
We actually applied any of these leader skills into real life situations.
Well, yes. How much do you know about Evra and our political system?
We know you have an emperor.
And
Is
he
that-
is mortal.
Is that all?
Deeply entwined with the church, court,
Yes.
Court
Court.
is stars.
religion thing.
Church
Yeah,
of
the thing.
Night. Court of
Yes,
Stars.
though the church is a separate organization. It is our country's religion. But I specifically am charged in dealings with the Mage College.
Oh, and how have you been feeling about the disappearances recently?
Do you mean the murders?
The murders recently.
Well, it's certainly not ideal. There are people in my age bracket and with similar backgrounds to myself. One cannot help but feel uneasy.
How about the disappearance of knights?
It feels uneasy because she could be a victim, not because other people.
The Obsidian Manor, people disappear. People disappear from there almost every time they go in it. I honestly don't know why we issue expeditions there anymore. The rumor is that it's haunted. But I don't really know if I believe in ghosts.
Chances over at Emma.
They definitely exist. I've been one.
Well, you've had quite the life.
That's only been 2 months.
Question, is it the Mages Guild that is the one that does the enslavement for the face?
It charges the bonding.
Oh, I'm not talking to her, I'm talking to you, Ashley.
Me? I don't know how much you know already.
We've been told how they do it.
In Evra, only mages are allowed to keep familiars.
Okay.
Could you tell us?
Not the same elsewhere.
I'm gonna roll an investigation check as we're asking these questions.
Go right ahead.
What's your favorite color?
7?
Yeah, my last roll was an investigation check, so
Yes.
I'm gonna add lighter pants on fire, studious, and the right questions.
You used liar pants on fire.
Okay, studious, the right questions, and creative. I haven't used that for investigation.
Okay.
And I would like to just have one going, is she lying? To try to gauge her reactions and do I think she's telling me?
I'll let you know. So far she hasn't lied.
And okay. And I'll save the rest for later. But I would like to ask her
as a separate question from your clues.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her about the Mages Guild and what they do there or what she does.
Well, the Mages College in Evra is the Cloudvale and the city of Isfire. It's charged with training young mages and pretty much that's it. It trains the next generation of mages, and I deal with the Mage Council that deals in Cloudvale.
Well, what is
it's
it?
Where Everan mages are sent to go learn and study.
Interesting.
I almost want to draw a picture of the symbol that we found on the cloak. Not cloak's pendant. And show her it.
What's that? Unfortunately, no.
Alright.
Or fortunately, that you don't know it.
But there is a Mages Guild proper, but that is based in Andrathis. They are a nation of guilds.
How do you feel about Fae?
Well, that's like asking how do you feel about people. Bit general. I like Drasilia, my familiar.
How do you feel about how Fae are being treated?
It depends on the Fae. I like Drasilia, but she killed thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like her?
It's fun to hang out with. She's a joy to be around and talked with, though I don't think she likes me for the obvious.
Matthias is uncomfy!
Mm-hmm.
Jane is also, and also like,
All of us are uncomfortable.
she's also like, this person killed thousands too, and I'm like,
How do you feel your empire's relation with its people?
Well, it really depends on the district you're looking at. Unfortunately, the way the noble hierarchy is set up, it relies on district lords. I think that in Ashbourne, it is about as good as it could get without severe ramifications, I suppose. But there are other territories, and there are certainly other nobles that abuse their power or their station.
And if you were to hypothetically win the challenges ahead or the chosen, what would you do to fix that?
what would you do with your power?
What would I do to fix Evra, or?
What would you do with your power?
Well, speaking of Evra specifically, because it's the place I know the most about, I'd abolish the hierarchy first and foremost. People who are skilled at a job should have it, not people who are born into it.
Okay, but what about beyond that?
In what
beyond
manner?
the place?
You,
What
beyond
would you do
in what
about the
manner?
Denal?
I've never been, and I don't know anything about it.
Would you go and learn about it?
If I didn't think it were so dangerous. The only things I've heard about it, including your tale, have been tales of woe.
Well, I mean, there was a party. It was like a nice place. There were nice people there.
There were nice people there.
I would
Well,
endeavour
Any
to
other
learn
place, the leaders are.
about the world as much as possible. Knowledge is power.
What
And how would
direction?
you deal with the serial killer?
The gardener.
Yes, the gardener.
How would I personally deal with them? Or how would I hope the gods will deal with them?
Both. First, how would you personally, if you were in a position of power, how would you personally deal with it?
Perhaps my experience with them has coloured my vision, but they would not live to see the next morning very well if I caught them.
Your experience with them?
Yes. 3 of my friends have died.
Oh.
These are people I know, that I'm neighbour with, that I grew up with. They are targeting and making mockery of.
Do you see an underlying message to the gardener's murders?
There's no message to a serial killer. There's only blood.
Some of them have it. Some of them have a vendetta.
That does not make it one worth listening to.
No. But a lot of times one worth recognizing. Usually understanding them is like the first step.
Someone killed your child. Would you listen to their reason?
No.
Do you have any suspicion of who it might be?
No, unfortunately not. We think it is likely someone of noble birth, because there was no sign of breaking and entering into any of the houses, so they were likely invited. Or at least recognized and let in.
What do you know about the lower? The lower part of the city, or capital city.
Well, what do you mean in particular? I know that it is called the low side and it has less wealth than the tops, as it were. But there is no homelessness in Ashbourne. There is no abject poverty.
Do you know this for certain?
Of course. If someone is without home, they seek help at the Ebony Tower. And they are given job.
What a world.
It is a waste to let someone languish.
What direction are the Salbana in, like, out of character?
Northeast.
Northeast? What do you think of the people to the northeast?
Which ones? The Belanaran or the tribes?
Both.
I have made acquaintance with many Belanarans at diplomatic events. I've had less opportunities to interact with the tribes. They do not make a habit of attending diplomatic events.
Would you seek to better your relations with those?
I mean, would I seek to follow the path that my father has set out? Certainly. Our relations have improved in recent centuries.
What do you think of your father?
He works very hard.
That's all.
I love him. He is my father. I think he toils day and night for his kingdom.
Would you see him winning if you could choose?
If I could choose, I'd pick my brother.
If you were a kingmaker, you would pick your brother?
Don't let him know I said that.
Why?
Sibling rivalry.
No. Why to the other question?
Oh, why would I pick my brother?
Yeah.
Because he's a
Aren't you
good
guys supposed to hate each other? Isn't that the point? Siblings?
Shh. He's a good diplomat.
Better, you think, than your father?
My father is set in his ways. My brother is not.
Do you think that could be a bad thing?
Yes. If you are not willing to acknowledge you've done something wrong, under just course, absolutely.
Do you think your brother could be too easily swayed to...
No, most certainly not.
What's the word I'm looking for? No? Strong sense of morals or what?
You will have to talk with him about some of his diplomatic exploits. They are tales in and of themselves.
What about history? The history of rulers here specifically. In the time of their reign, what do you dislike the most that they have done?
Rulers or just general historical figures? Because those are different questions.
No, historical figures and rulers. Separate questions.
The first of the Mother Black Divine, who turned away the Salbana in their time of need, and then a general, though the name evades me at present, who sealed the Mirror Groves originally. I would say those are the two moments I despise the most.
So is that something you'd consider yourself passionate about, refugees?
I would consider myself passionate about people being people and war being dumb. But I feel that way about most things that involve violence.
If you could abolish the slavery of the Fae, would you do it?
I said it depends on the Fae. For most of them, the answer is probably yes. If they like Drasilia? No. They still hate humans just as much as they did before, and they would still kill everyone if they had their way.
If another Orikar came into this country, what would you do?
I would send the Shadow Hunter Knights. It's what they are here for and trained for.
If you felt that a diplomatic solution could be met with the Orikars, would you attempt it?
If it meant less violence and bloodshed, sure, but I have never met or heard of an Orikar that has been willing to negotiate.
That's where you would be wrong.
I think we really just need to inform.
You guys do know that the Orikar that come to Alfara are not the Orikar that you have associated with. They are the Orikar that did attack you and tried to murder you. Very much.
The fallen. It's the normal Orikar, not the fallen ones, can be negotiated with.
Then most certainly. If there are still people there of sentient mind.
Many.
Law.
The ones that have made their way, they actually have a protection program against letting the fallen escape.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, which is quite interesting. That's why there's been so few of them, I think.
That is a comfort. It's good to know that on both sides of the wall, people despise Orikar such as those.
The fallen, yes.
If you had the ability to control the actions of others, how would you use it?
It's a general question. Very broad.
Yep.
Well, if I could make a decree and everyone would have to follow it, no one would be enacting violence on each other. There'd be a lot more talking. At this point, Nasta walks in. I hope you've all asked all the questions you can. Adalaie, it is time for your magic lessons, and I will send Rain in, Prince Rain in, as soon as I can.
Thank you for your time, Princess.
Of course, thank you for yours. Do you talk while the room is empty?
Yeah, Mattias turns to the others and is like, did that make anyone else mildly uncomfy?
Oh God, yes.
It's
Actually,
going to be uncomfortable.
Actually, I'm gonna say my investigation is just generally on trying to find a person.
Okay, that's fine. Do you anything else you want to say about that before Rain comes in?
Okay, but
yes, but hold up.
Nice.
I want to know if is there stuff in this room that can overhear our conversation.
It doesn't seem like it. One question left.
And then okay, so we're just talking.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that she vouched for her brother over herself. So I think.
I do not think that proves something for him. So I honestly think she's out of the running.
Yeah.
Especially with the not ideal thing. For some reason, didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The fact that these people know so little about their own world compared to what we know is frightening.
We've only been here for 2 months.
I know.
We know more than them.
I know.
Well, they also don't have the internet.
But I feel like we know a base level, like surface level of a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
I feel like these people are very specialized.
Yeah, but it's surprising how little they know about everybody in the world. I guess it's because of all of their interactions and all the war has made everything so negative.
Y'all grew up with internet. I expect this from y'all. You never lived in a world where you didn't know what was going on the other side.
Yeah, and there's no cars in this world. There's no fast transportation.
True.
We probably traveled the fastest we were able.
Yeah.
Or
You literally created the plane.
But
Fast, yeah.
Rain will come in at this time. He is followed by a scaled, red-haired man with giant, like, bat-esque wings, who they're like talking together as they're walking. And they leave him at the door. Okay, Alex, fine. I'll practice next time. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear from me? Yes, that would be lovely. Sorry, just came back from morning sporing. Alex put my butt again, because this time he decided we were going to do it with bow and arrows. The one weapon I don't use!
Well, it's good to learn it.
What he said.
Range weapons. The best kind.
No spears, though!
Exactly. Why do I need a bow and arrow when I can throw spears?
He told me it's because I have more arrows than I do spears.
That's not true.
True.
Not when you have an Aron.
We have an infinite amount of them, as long as Aron is willing to create
That
them.
seems like bliss. And he sits down at the desk and like looks at the book that Vanna was reading, just like puts it away.
what's his full Prince? What?
Prince Rain Evermore.
Like R-A-I-N?
R-E-Y-N.
Of
That's
course.
so weird.
Rain Evermore.
That's like
a
the.
royal.
I would have never have guessed
Rain
that.
Evermore. Ha.
Almost like he's immortal or something.
There's that his dad.
This is the prince.
I know.
So, I don't know how to start this. Do I just like start listing off things? What
Do you
are
want
we
to tell
doing?
us about your diplomatic escapades?
Oh no! Did Vanna say something?
Oh, she dropped some bombs. You better explain
Shit.
yourself.
Which one?
Explain yourself.
Start explaining.
Was it the
We were in here for
Astrocade
a while.
one?
Mhm. And then some. Tell us your side of the story.
Hmm.
Okay, well. My mom may have said that she didn't think I would be very good at diplomacy. I was pretty young then, and very loud, and not very good at diplomacy, to be honest with you.
I use my remaining question for the truth thing on him.
Yeah, this seems accurate so far. So I may have took that the most stubborn degree you possibly could. Practically, arm wrestled my father into letting me go with him on his next diplomatic mission.
Did you physically arm wrestle your father into...
No, metaphorically.
Okay.
I whined and complained until I got my way like a little child, which I was a little child, but like, beside the point. And we went to Astrocade. And I don't know how much you know about Astrocade, but they're ruled by masked lords, and their identities are kept secret. And I may or may not have taken every skill in the diplomatic textbook and used it to learn one of the Lord's identities.
Oh.
I actually got her to tell me, which was even lovelier. I didn't have to do it by spying, which I'm really bad at. Apparently my hand-eye coordination isn't the best.
My problem is not hand-eye coordination.
Yes, I can see that. Oh my god, that must suck. How do you win hide and seek? You don't win hide and seek. You lose.
I'm a really good seeker.
But yeah, and I got the name. I guess the fun part is how I used it.
How did you use it?
Well, I convinced her to give me entry onto their private council and got them to sign a trade agreement, which is not very fun. It's very boring, actually. But that's why we were there, and I got them to sign it way in our favor.
Impressive.
That's probably the best thing I've done, and I was 14. That's sad, right? I peaked at 14.
No, not sad.
And sometimes glory days happen earlier.
Anyway, any other things you want to ask?
Okay.
Want me to talk about?
Not your most recent
Do you-
diplomatic trip.
The most
about
recent
that?
thing I did, dealing with Briar's End, usually.
This might seem like a stupid question, but do you want to be chosen?
Dropping the big one right off the bat. See, saying yes feels narcissistic. Saying no drops you out of the running, so it feels like a trick question.
Just answer it, honestly.
I have been trained my whole life to be a ruler. I don't know much else
No,
I'd be good at.
we got that answer from your sister. Yes or no? Do you want to be a chosen?
Yes and no's aren't great in diplomacy. You're not supposed to give hard answers.
Well, this isn't diplomacy.
Yeah. This is a
a
very
hard
straightforward
answer.
question.
Inquisition.
If given the option, yes or no?
Yes, but I don't know if I'd be the best decision. There are a lot of people
Why
in
not?
the world. I'm 18.
Okay.
And
Oh, he's so young compared to us.
Experience. I have little in comparison to some of the other people who would probably ask for your favor.
if you
Like who?
could pick one person to be the
The
king,
entire Council of Andrathis. Good God. Have you been to Andrathis yet?
No.
no.
You'll find out what I'm talking about when you get there. They're all guild leaders, which are basically merchant lords.
Didn't we meet one?
Very good.
Oh, the carpenter, yeah?
No, that was in Evra.
So you're saying that their way of governing is a good, really good way compared to...
But I don't know if I'd say it's better or worse. I say they missed the mark on their original intention.
What's their original intention?
Oh, they overthrew the king. That's why it's still called the Kingdom of Andrathis, even though they have no king. And wanted to replace it with a diplomatic council, and instead founded an oligarchy.
Oh, I was so expecting that. Oh, that drives me bonkers.
The leaders of the guilds are the heads of the council.
So essentially, you buy your way into power.
Yes. It's not the best system.
Who would you
But you like
elect?
the people, right?
Out of the
That's-
people I know,
Mm-hmm.
can I cheat and say Arix if he was a free fae?
Why?
Because he's the best person in existence.
Why?
He's very strong leadership abilities, is the most blunt, like he would not have had trouble saying yes or no to that question. He would have just said, yeah, sure, why not? He doesn't hesitate to make strong decisions, even when there's no good decision to make.
Interesting.
Even though he might be good with leadership skills and decision making, how is his empathy?
I mean, I think we get along, but he's a wall. He's unreadable.
How do you feel about Fey enslavement and
It's bullshit.
Alright. Straightforward answer. Like it.
Yes, this is one of the things I have strong opinions of, and have had arguments with my father again. He's not yet threatened to give the throne to Thanos, so I think I'm walking the line well.
Mhm.
What would you do
If I...
You have power.
What?
with your power regarding the Fae?
If I could snap my fingers and, like, make the problems disappear, I would.
Okay. What if we told you we know how to unbind Fae?
Let's do it. Right now. I'll call Eric
Okay,
to...
it comes at a very great risk. Would you still do it?
Shit. I'd ask first.
What do you think about the Soban?
What do I think? They're people? Okay, so there was this one time at a diplomatic event that my hair got dyed a different color than it was when I left. I think that was one of their diplomats, one of the Adalaie, but, like, I have no proof. You're all laughing like you know the answer to my query.
Yes.
Yes.
Mary Kate in the back being like, I'm man!
Yeah, so...
Sorry.
I don't know, after that, I was not charged with placing with Salbono diplomacy.
What do you think of their country?
It's really pretty. And the living wood creeps the hell out of me. I don't understand how you can make friends with the sentient tree. It boggles my mind.
The whole thing.
You can
tilted,
what
by the
now?
way.
Have you never met one of the Salbono warriors who have living wood weapons?
No.
Or arms made of living wood?
Oh my god, yes.
Or like limbs? You can make friends with a living wood and it will give you a piece of itself and it moves and is still sentient. It boggles my mind. I'm just saying, my mind boggled.
We met someone with she had an arm. I think it was just her hand.
What do you think of the Court of Stars?
I like it in general. I don't like the current mother.
Why not?
We don't get along. It's more of a personal thing than a political thing.
Would you take her out of her position if given the ability?
No, she's good at her job. I just don't like her.
If you had the ability to control everyone's thoughts and actions,
Thoughts and action? That's a little...
what would you do with it?
Give it up?
Matthias is gonna look, he looks absolutely stunned. And then just starts like literally weighing invisible things in his hand.
They're not really acting the way I want them to if I'm forcing them to.
I call dibs on this kid. I have not made a 100% decision, but I call dibs.
He blushes profusely.
Oh. Okay. If you were in charge, what would you do about the recent serial killer? The gardener.
I am not a detective,
Like, who
but
would
I'd
you put in
probably
charge
put
of
more
that?
men on that case. Seems a little understaffed. Maybe up the security level a little bit. Encourage people not to answer the door to strangers. Or
they know.
alone.
If you were king, what would you do with that power? Like immediately.
First thing you would do.
First thing I would do? Oh god. See, this is the thing that I've thought about, and I have a list, because whether or not you Kingmakers showed up, I'm going to take over my father's as emperor. Because he told me he'd cede it to me when I turned 20.
Oh, 2 more years, bud.
2 more years! That's what the crowning ceremony is for. Then my real training starts.
So excited.
Oh! It's a lot. It's a lot. My father has very large shoes. To Phil, he's a
Even
literal
he-
saint.
Old enough to drink on our planet, and he has to rule this place.
For America. He could have drunk beer.
For America,
But-
that
He
is
is
very
dead
true.
now.
First thing I would do... If I... It's a different question. Emperor of Ever and King of Everything. Establish some sort of ruling council. Get me some second opinions. That's why I like Eric's.
How would you go about that?
He tells me when I'd find people who tell me when I'm dumb.
What sort of people would you have? Like, would you make sure there's variety?
Eric's. I mean, yeah, you'd have to have variety to ensure unity, or else they'd accuse you of, like, favoritism. Basic diplomatic principle. But yeah, Eric's definitely number uno. He's already practically my advisor. In everything.
Do you think we could talk to him next?
Sure, I could grab him.
Oh, when we're done here, of course. I don't think they're done.
He and the other, I guess, ruling fae is the term the castle uses, but it's not right. The 4 familiars of us, they have their own meaning that they do. I think they're doing it while we're talking.
Oh.
How did each of them get picked to be your fae?
They were 4 major generals in the war against the fae.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I remember Delavere mentioning that.
Yes.
I'm
Adalaie was the head of information, and the second to Elshonna, the Queen of Fae. Her royal advisor.
Can I ask the same a question about in history? What do you dislike most?
Oh my god, where do I start? History's
first thing.
sad, man!
The people, like the ruler, and what action you hated.
If we start right when humans got here, Fae trying to wipe us out and taking us as slaves. Don't like that. Second thing I don't like, just lots of things. Oh my god. I could go through practically every major historical event has something I don't like about it.
Well, write us a list and we'll read it later.
List is long!
Yep, I'm done.
Top 5.
Okay, top 5. The 3 historical genocides that we've had. Those are the top 3.
You mean the back and forth ones?
No. The trapping and intentional practical murder, which led to the creation of the Candlings, the Anatori tribesmen. When we declared Selbonna, creatures of the sun, and almost wiped them out of the map. That wasn't great. And the Fae one. That also wasn't great. The only reason that one is number 3 is because that was mutual. We were both trying to wipe each other out. Even then, it's on the list.
What do you know about the Denal?
Almost nothing. I think you guys are the first human people to, like, return from there, ever.
It's way more cultured than you think. They're
Well, that-
dangerous. But
well,
way
that's
more
neat.
cultured than you think.
That's neat.
They have fallen, which are the ones that come into this world. They are generally not sentient. And the rest are sentient, and actually they have, they're trying to protect the border. So that
It's good to know that there are nice people other places, because sometimes you just feel that there aren't nice people places.
Reasonable people, I would call them.
What
About the tribe.
problems do you have with the with this country as it is, and what would you do to fix it?
I mean, you already know my disagreement of opinion, which I think is a dumb way to say it, with my father about the continued enslavement of the Fae. Not great. Number 2. Things that I don't like. Our current policies on the candlings. Not a fan of that.
What current policies are there on the candling?
Have you noticed that there aren't any candlings outside of the woods? Do you think that was their decision?
Oh, you guys locked them in.
Holy ground for holy creatures. It's like a church rule. Court rule. I'm not super fond of that. Not super chill with that.
Why are they so holy creatures?
You would have to ask the court. I'm pretty sure the answer is that they saved us in our time of need. And probably some holy symbolage.
So
And
they locked them away.
like a passage. It didn't used to be. You can find plenty of noble lines that trace candling blood to theirs. In fact, in the past, Mothers Divine have been candlings.
But not
Then
the
why
current
do
ones
you...
on the candling?
No, Mother Black Divine is a human.
What is the biggest shortcoming of your father's ruling, do you think?
That it's gone on so long. That probably sounds bad. He's a great ruler. Like, he promotes peace and kind of feels like shit for all the terrible things he had to do in times of war, but he also won't reverse them because he can't see it another way.
Alright then. Interesting.
So yeah, I think he's old and even he knows he needs to retire.
Yeah, which is why we got you in line for the next 2 years, right?
Yep. That is the goal.
No.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like he hasn't left the war mindset ever. Not at war anymore. We haven't been for almost since you came into power.
People don't ever leave that mindset. Trust me on that one.
How would you handle another war breaking out?
Hopefully I wouldn't have to, dear God.
Well, from what we heard, the border's been a hot mess.
Peace treaties, hopefully. Hopefully that's how I'd end up dealing with it. Peace treaties.
How would you free the Fae? Because
I don't know. Is there a way? You said there was a way. That way, hopefully. If it's a reasonable way to free all the Fae.
say you had a way to free the Fae. However, all these magicians and mages already have bound Fae. How would you convince them to free them Fae?
Well, funny enough, my father is not completely daft. He did instill a backdoor sort of policy in that ritual.
Oh, did he now?
Yes, it can supersede. There are ways to supersede a keeper's commands.
Yeah, we knew that.
Did we?
The keep. As a way to take their abilities away.
There are rituals that can unbound a Fae to a certain keeper.
Oh, alright.
You can't free them, which is just annoying.
Unbounded is better than bounded to a specific person, though.
It's not actually. There's a reason that most unbound but still familiar-esque Fae go seek out civilization.
That may be bound to itself.
Not that I've ever seen or experienced or known. I would assume I don't know if a bound Fae could be bound to another bound Fae. I don't think that's possible because of the way the ritual works.
But can it be bound to itself, though?
I think that counts as another bound play.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. But that's a good idea. Something to try. Maybe it's like a double negative. If Faye tries to bound itself to itself, it just cancels everything out. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Super simple. And Nasta walks in at this time. Well, I hope you've had all the questions you have. Rain? Yeah. Right, I will see you all later.
Have a good night.
You as well. And he is let out. You're given a couple moments to talk amongst yourselves.
Yes,
He has potentially found his person.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna out loud state it though because you never know.
That's what I said.
We'll give him a couple days to show his true colors. Maybe we should try pissing him off.
A few pranks here and there.
It's not enough to truly piss someone off.
We should talk to his Fae though. Eric.
That would be a good idea.
It would probably be a good idea to try to talk to all of their Fae.
Yeah, I would
So,
agree.
we've already talked to Adalaie.
Even Bellevue?
Not specifically about the Emperor. He has very strong opinions, I'm sure.
Yes. Are you also including Bellevue in that?
Yes, I am. He is.
You would sit here and
he should
talk
be-
to Delavier.
I can't promise that I won't chime in with sarcastic and biting comments whenever I can.
That's what I thought.
But I think you should still do it.
Yeah.
Will they be able to answer all of the questions completely truthfully?
It depends on the orders they've been given.
And if they're not, then we can immediately rule out whoever they're bound to.
Yep.
I do know that Adalaie has been given some specific orders, but that is because he was the worst war criminal that survived the war.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
So,
Yeah.
So after we're done with all the humans, we should go to the Fae. Or should
We
we...
could just go to this right now since they're literally almost next door.
I think it's better to do the humans
meeting.
first. Then we can bounce the humans' answers off the Fae's responses as well.
Nasta leads in the Queen Regent, Yvette Evermore. And she sits down. I hope your conversation with my children has been fruitful.
Very.
It was a pleasant conversation.
It's good to hear.
Let's dive right into this, shall we? With the first question we've asked both of them. If you could, would you?
No,
You're chosen.
No.
Alright.
I have no interest.
Who would you choose?
Give me a second.
Flip, flip, flip. Flippity, flip, flip.
Flippity flip, flip, flip.
Flip.
Well, you wouldn't know her.
But we can get to know her.
Amara Visalis.
And who is she?
She's an apprentice at Cloudvale.
And why exactly would you suggest that they be chosen? That she be chosen?
Well, she's smarter than I'll ever be, and is very outspoken. She knows what she wants, and she'll take it.
Interesting.
Who do you not want to be a chosen?
Besides myself. I do not wish to speak ill of another. So I will refrain from doing so. I don't think I can do so in good faith. I will leave that judgment up to you.
That is fair.
Where would we be able to meet the one who you think would be a good chosen?
Mara Solis lives in Cloudvale, the city of fire.
Like the perfect place for a friend.
It took you a second.
Deadpan look!
Wait, the
Well,
what? Did you say?
what other questions do you have?
Well, since you don't
Anything
want
that
to...
absolutely not, like, kind of got me. Would you want your husband or either of your children to be chosen?
I think they would all be good choices, and they would make good decisions. I don't know if I'd want that for them. My husband has ruled many years. He is tired of it. And I don't know if I'd wish that burden on either of my children.
What do you think of the Fae? And how they're treated?
No one in this castle is a fan of keeping familiars. Not even my husband.
If you could unbind them, would you?
Not the one I keep. At the very least, I'd put her in a prison far, far away.
Which one do you keep?
Name is Jose.
What about your son's familiar?
Eric's. Rain feels particularly strongly. And I can see why. Eric's was a general in the way that our knights are captains. He did not take pleasure in his job, he just did it. It is different from some of the other Fae we keep. Anything else?
Matthias has no further questions.
Wait, is your husband in charge, or are you in charge of the taking care of the serial killer on the loose?
That would be the captain of the guard.
How would you deal with it if you were the captain of the guard?
I would be on watch in the noble houses, of course. Particularly with the people who had to send their own children to Cloudvale, and whose children did not return. Cloudvale can be a dangerous academy, and it is mandated for those who have magic to go learn there. Well, the obvious reason, you can become a madent if you do not control or learn your magic.
Oh, like the circus person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we encountered the Madden.
Yeah.
So, it is of course in the law for a good reason. Yet still, it can be a frightening prospect. Send your child so far away and not know whether they would return.
So you think that it might be a grieving parent?
I think that that's the motive. I don't know if a serial killer necessarily needs the strongest of motives.
Helen's gonna show her the picture.
What's that?
A symbol that we found on our travels. Just wondered if you would recognize it.
Unfortunately not.
Alright.
Fortunately not.
Nosta comes in. Yvette comes out. Your discussion?
Do you think
Obviously
we should
not.
ask the Fae if they recognize the symbol? After we're done
Probably.
with our
I
questions.
feel like we're going to get laughed at.
Well, we know that our Fae do
Yeah.
already.
So it seems like the general consensus is that the Princess Fae is the only one that is not an extreme war criminal, or that one that did not take pleasure in killing people.
But like, even if you do take the orders, aren't you a war criminal? Like,
Yeah.
even if they are orders, like,
but wouldn't that
I
also make
disagree
the
with them.
king a war criminal?
Those are defined what they consider a war crime. How that works in this world.
I'm asking,
But,
like,
like-
should we rule
There are
out
laws of war
that
crimes
Fae
different
because
from ours.
of the crimes he's committed?
my
shift to
personal
the
vote
side.
is yes. But you guys can draw conclusions as you wish. I think that even if you were given the orders, you still did them. You're still a war criminal.
Cades,
And you don't have
do
to
you know if you hadn't followed the orders, what would have happened if you had not?
It depends on where you serve.
Most ones probably would.
As one of the generals, what would have happened if you hadn't obeyed the orders?
Again, it depends on where you served. If you served for the City of Fire, or for the city in Prinesgrove.
Okay, the City of Fire. What would happen?
Elshonna would have made you dance till you die. It doesn't sound as bad as I've made it sound. That's how Fae pass along. It's actually the nicest execution you can get.
So, that's an execution.
At Pine Hollow, they'd just kill you.
So either way, it's death. So does that change your mind, Matthias, or do you still think it's the...
I think we should hear from him. But
Agreed.
The Emperor arrives next.
Alright.
oh, I'm so ready for this answer to the first question.
He sits down.
Are we just gonna hop right into it? If you had the choice to be a chosen, would you?
Not unless it was absolutely necessary.
Like that answer.
Can someone else do like an investigation of truth thing?
Alex is gonna.
Nah. Just take them at their word.
No, my last two rolls were investigation. I shouldn't do another one until I do.
Yeah,
something.
mine last like 3 rolls.
He's ruled for like over a century, right? I don't. And he wants to
Over
abdicate
5 centuries.
still, and he wants to finally abdicate his throne. English.
What are your questions?
Okay.
Who do you recommend? Who, if you got to choose, who would it be?
Might be a little biased, but I would choose my son.
Who would you absolutely not choose?
Okay.
Out of people I think you know.
Anyone. And anyone and people I know. No.
My daughter.
Why is that?
Because I fear she is much like my mother.
How is your
Don't know
mother?
what that means, but it sounds bad.
My mother was not a gentle empress.
Out of anyone, not just the people we know, who would you pick to not be the ruler?
Anyone on the Andrathis throne, the name for the council. We have large disagreements on the way things should be run.
Is that the same council that the prince said that we should?
He said that they were more experienced than him.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think he passed any judgments on should or shouldn't. I think he just was talking like experience level. Because he was like, I'm only 18! I am wee Beb! But like, there's a 13-year-old here that is having to choose.
There's a
He has to make
4-year-old
choices.
here that's trying to...
No! He doesn't have to choose! He doesn't have to choose! He doesn't have to choose! No choosing! He doesn't have to choose!
Knowing Ezekiel, he'll just choose his plushie.
You just imagine the plushie being put up to the challenges and it's just sitting there. And they're supposed to be like, hey, bye!
Anyone who wanted out would just have to be like, oh, it slayed me.
Anyways.
You have...
What is the one thing in the time of all of your rule that you regret most?
That's a lot of regret.
Heavy question.
I've had a long rule. There are many things that I've come to regret with the ability to have hindsight. Translating the Mad Mage's notes. Don't know how much you know of history, but those are where many of modern magic came from. By immortality, the ritual to bind to the Fae, and Night's Breath, which hopefully you have yet to encounter, is a highly destructive weapon of war. It was used to get through the living wood.
Do you think that human mages' misuse of the tangle needs to be remedied? Tangle? Is that what it's called? That's what it's called,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I got
what
that
it's
right?
called.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that magic used frivolously is always irresponsible. But there is not many ways to enforce that decree. Already the people who misuse magic are ones who would do it whether it is the law or against it.
If you could unbind the Fae, would you?
You're not going to like my answer.
Go for it.
No.
And why is that?
I know the large majority of them, if they were unbound, the war would restart. Right where we left off. Except, my people are soft. They have not experienced war or any sort of large conflict for 500 years. They would not be as prepared as they were last time, where it took centuries to even begin the war.
Anybody have any more questions?
Oh, yes. I was going to show him the picture.
Oh my gosh, he's like 5 centuries old.
Yes, I do know that. Where did you get it?
Oh.
We found the symbol while on our travels.
It's Fey
What did you know about
symbolage. It means victory.
Wait.
Can I look
It-
at Ra when he says that?
Ra looks annoyed, but is not shaking his head or being like, that's wrong.
Okay.
So it might not just be his brother's code.
Or what it stands for as well, other than the code. Anyway, what else do you know about the symbol?
I only saw it a few times in the Ages of War. Usually on corpses.
Interesting.
Would you suspect
Beautiful.
a human would have this?
I wouldn't know why. I wouldn't think it would be likely.
We saw a shadow, like, out of character. We saw a shadowy figure. We don't know if it's a Fae or human or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sylvanas.
Do you think there would be any reason for someone inside your city to possess a symbol like this?
I would hope not. Is in the city where you found this.
Ty shrugs.
Notes.
I see.
Anyone else got any questions? I'm entirely leading out to
Not for the
Ezekiel.
king.
Do you have any questions for the big man?
How do you grow your beard? Practice, age, and a good hairstylist.
And Cassidy is dead, and efficiently so is Sonya.
Matthias
Not
leans
dead.
back and does everything I just did and is like losing his mind with how cute that was.
And
That was adorable.
the Emperor stands up. Thank you for your time. And he leaves.
Well, that was
Now-
kind of how I expected it to go.
Naska wants in. Rain told me that you wanted to speak to the familiars.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
I'll give you some time to talk, and then I'll send them in.
Thank you so
All
much.
at the same time, or one at a time?
He's already gone.
Guys,
I guess we'll
one
find
at
out
a
when they
time?
get back. Guys, we'll
Alright.
find out.
Is there an
Ezekiel, what do you have on your
problem one by
notepad?
Drawn the beard and that's it?
Yes, it is a very bad drawing of the Emperor with a very big beard.
Is that under the good section or the bad section?
He didn't separate the paper. It is Rain with an arrow being shot at him. Anna with a book covering most of her face. And
Wow.
you've been drawn upside down.
He is quite the
Nice
artist.
job, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, that was interesting. Like, out of any of the royal family, we know which one the most likely take. We should
Cades,
definitely
Cades.
catch up with
Yes? Yes,
What did
Jane?
you think? What did you think about each of them?
Yeah, you too, Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
We're all open-minded here. This is a safe place.
I mean, the prince seemed pretty chill.
Just because he was like, it's bullshit.
Yes!
Yes.
That is really the bar!
The bar
the bar
is on the floor.
Actually, I think we should ask you some of those same questions you both later.
Well,
you don't
I
mind.
get the Kingmaker quiz extraordinaire!
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely!
And this time, no stick.
I do think we have to meet up with the person that Yvette suggested, Amara, at some point.
I agree.
Yeah, I do think that's really interesting. How the other 3 royal family members were like, Rain, and she was like,
No.
this one person.
Yeah.
They were all like, oh yeah, this big group of people, Rain, and then I almost wonder if her choice for who I wouldn't pick would be her son, or. But also,
You know, I honestly suspect it'd be the daughter, princess.
you know, I kind
Emperor was just really straightforward with it.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, like, where the queen was coming from, it was more of an empathical, like, sense of I want to be with my family, and I don't really like that pressure of ruling. I think was partially what her answer was.
I wonder how the ruling families would feel if they just got kicked out.
I mean, that's basically what
I have a feeling they are going to find out
They're gonna find out about what?
how it feels to be kicked out of power.
Oh. Yeah.
But at this time, all 4 Fae.
Oh gosh, they come in at the
Enter.
same time.
Everyone's here.
Yes, I will describe them
Ooh.
each. One is
Batman.
almost see-through, with very, like, snow white skin, and the brightest orange purple hair, and a costume, like a straight up, this is someone like basically wearing a Halloween costume. Bouncy dress, does not touch the floor, just flies everywhere.
Guessing this is one of the air magics.
Then one behind her is Eric's, who I previously described. Then Adalaie, who you are all familiar with. And the final one is a woman with pale blue skin and dark green hair. And gills like a fish.
Matthias will just write on a piece of paper, like, we know we don't want Adalaie. Should we just... And then he'll just go, should we just tell him to leave the room and then show it to Cades?
Cade strokes a beard.
Does he make a beard appear?
No,
to
because
stroke
we're asking
Need
questions.
the opinion.
it?
I wish they hadn't all come in at once.
It'd really be a blow to the ego, though.
We should at
Yes,
least
I'm tempted to
hear-
say yes, but against my better judgment, I will say no.
We should at least hear him out.
Okay.
Hello, what are all you guys doing?
Oh, you guys are the
For the record.
Kingmakers! This is so exciting! I'm so happy to meet you! My name's Drasilia!
Which one is
Ah.
the stony
Oh,
one?
okay.
Yes.
Joseph, a pleasure.
I my notes.
You already know me.
Yep.
And Eric's not succeeding as well.
We would actually rather interview you one-on-one instead of a computer.
Oh, we don't have that much free time.
Oof.
Matthias is gonna lean over and be like, really, we want to talk to Eric. Do we just only want to talk to Eric's?
Hold up.
I feel like that'd be a punch in the gut to everybody else and put us all in.
I've already said it out loud.
Alex is the favorite. Everyone knows that.
Okay, hold up. If any of you guys could become a chosen, do you want to?
Lord.
Is that a real question?
Yes.
Of course.
Are you serious?
Yes, but if you picked me, I'd think you were dumb.
Is she the only one who answers?
Yes.
Matthias is gonna turn to the other three and be like, what about you guys?
I have no interest in such power.
Who says that?
Joseph. Hard pass, Eric says.
And looks straight at Delavier. Like, come on, say it, buddy.
He takes a moment to think about it. Probably not. No.
If you were unbound, what was the first thing you'd do?
Raise the city!
So, okay.
Is this like an interview thing? Can we like American Idol this and just like with the red buzzers?
Beep.
I'm not trying to gain your favor.
True. How do you feel about the royal family?
Want them all dead.
Figured.
You are really asking obvious questions there.
Yeah, I feel like her answers are making it increasingly difficult to hear the answers of the other three.
Do we want to just ask her to leave? I'm like.
You said you were very busy. If you'd like to excuse yourself, you're totally welcome to.
No, this is entertainment.
What about the rest of you? How do you guys feel about the royal family?
And what would you do if you were unbound?
What's the answer to that question?
They're not allowed to talk.
Joseph considers for a moment. Take a long vacation.
Where to?
The bottom of the ocean.
Fair.
Where no one will bother me.
That is just a straight mood.
And how do you feel about the royal family?
Not a fan.
Not surprised. And then what about Eric's and Delavier?
Eric's takes a moment. Buy a new sword.
And how you feel about the royal family?
Ambivalent.
What does that mean?
Neutral.
Okay.
What do you think about?
But each one separately. How do you feel about
Some
the emperor?
positively, some very negatively.
Which one do you
Specifically,
feel positively about?
Only one of them lets me spar with them every day.
Fair.
In terms of Delavier,
I would attempt to free all the other Fae. And I think I've made my opinions of the royal family very clear in our last conversation.
if you got to pick someone to be chosen, who would you pick?
Anyone.
Out of anyone we know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyone you know. Who's alive?
The name probably won't mean anything to you.
You can
Astrala.
tell us where to meet them. And then...
They sound familiar.
That really does.
it does.
Any chance we've heard of them in like one of the beginning or ending scenes?
Nope.
Nope.
Why does it sound so familiar?
I wonder.
Jesus.
And
who gave that answer?
Who gave the answer? Eric's. And why would you pick that person?
I remember her as a good leader, and she's a free fae.
Huh. There were only two. Two.
Adalaie sighs, only two that we talk about. And kind of glares at... What? We're giving honest answers, aren't we?
We appreciate if you would inform us of more.
Now, we had suspicions.
I mean, there are
After
two
one
that are known, but there are more free fae in the world.
Yeah, figure it
Well,
out.
obviously. Coughs.
We- Should we
Does
tell
any-
them?
Does anyone else? Oh, they know our character.
Who would you absolutely not want to be chosen?
We have the royal family.
Who isn't from the royal family?
Oh,
No. Royal family's on the table.
eliminating the easy choice.
Yeah. This is to be
Sylvis. I don't like him.
fair.
Fair.
Everyone
Matthias
just,
wants to hear from the other three. Who would they absolutely not
yeah.
want in power?
Joseph considers for a moment. If our answer is not, can't be any of the members of the royal family.
No, it can be.
How about one if it includes the royal?
One in the royal
Doesn't.
family, one not. If you feel so strongly about it.
I would not want the young princess to be a chosen. And outside of the royal family, there are too many to choose from.
How about a warning list of who to stay away from?
Most fae who remain free, they are like that for a reason.
But like, I'm interested in Eric's vote. Absolutely no one. Like the who is on his absolutely not list.
Eric considers for a moment. Any of us, if we were to be free.
Can I ask why?
Have you met any of us?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually.
Don't think we'd make good decisions with that level of power.
Does he mean to say you
Don't
did
be
it?
Eric's!
What if
Literally admitted to wanting to commit genocide. You were supposed to be honest.
And what if one of you were picked as a second hand to a chosen? How'd you feel about that?
Like what? Bound to a chosen? Hate that.
No. God, no. I mean, like, advisor.
Depends on the chosen.
How do you guys feel about the Prince Rain's opinion on bindings?
It's cute.
What is that supposed to mean?
Got me.
She's the definition of a murder hobo, you guys. Come on.
It literally is.
You figured that out.
I feel like I know why. Do you guys need help figuring it out?
Yes.
It's that whole I'm gung ho for it, but it'd be bad for him in the end.
Okay.
So
Anyone who
it's adorable.
speaks in absolutes is bound to fail.
Turn to the other Fae.
Eric looks quizzled. Considering I think I'm a large majority of why he thinks that way, I would agree with it wholeheartedly.
For everyone?
Yes, I think freedom is fine, is a right that we should have, depending on how you use it. Death is always an option.
True.
If you could
That's
change
so
one
true.
thing, you in your life, what would it be? What is the thing you regret most?
They all take a moment to think about it.
Including what's her face?
Including Drasilia, though hers is
Wow.
much more, like, comical thinking about it, like she's not actually thinking about it.
She's like, this is a question I should give some thought to. I'm not actually giving thought to it, but I probably should.
Not raising the city when I first had the chance.
Okay.
Good to know you have your priorities set.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what she
do.
wants. She knows what she wants.
Why are we talking about it like it's a good thing?
Not really a good thing, but good for her.
Joseph will think about it.
Hey, if you're gonna be a murder hobo,
Not dying on the
murder
field
hobo
of
is
battle.
ideal.
Hold
Not
up,
dying
yeah?
in what?
Not dying on the field of battle, is what
Who said
Joseph
that?
said. Joseph.
The queen's. The one that the queen is bound to.
Yeah.
Or she wished she
How could you go away?
Okay.
Alex takes a moment. Longer.
Did they just revive me for this? Is that what they did?
I think we're the only ones that can do like a full revive. Right?
Mm.
Being needlessly
Jane.
cruel to people I loved. Is what Eric will say.
Being what?
needlessly
Being
cruel.
needlessly cruel to people he loved.
Aww.
Poor baby!
Adalaie answers last, giving mercy to the Emperor.
Oof.
I mean, they were honest, which is what we were looking for.
Yep.
What do you think
Okay.
about humans?
That's a very broad question.
You want to kill them all? I mean, like,
Oh,
humans
God.
as a race.
They're good targets.
That's expected.
What else were we expecting?
They're going to be the death of all of us, Joseph
That's
says.
also
Oh.
fair.
That's fair. Considering we have a planet like purely, like,
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be the death of
literally
ourselves.
poisoning our planet. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
totally get that.
we get that.
Actually, we share that sentiment.
We kind of suck.
Humans suck.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Even
At
all
least
three
our
dimensions,
humans.
it's still the bane of all of our problems.
Eric says, I think they are young.
Aww. Sylvia?
Well, to be
God.
fair, our old is basically your young.
To be fair, your young barely registers on our age scale,
Yeah.
Mm.
My point.
Cade says.
Oh, I bet Cade's is having like such a power trip in his head, sitting back here, helping interrogate them. He's like, haha.
He's been cackling.
I have so many questions. And I'm gonna
Time to-
forget them.
You have time to ask them or write
Well,
them down.
Delavier didn't answer.
He doesn't. He just sneers.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Why did in the beginning, why did the Fae attack the humans?
They were good.
Why not? They are draining the Tangle, killing us all.
Yeah, that's the reason.
So humans,
They-
like, who started killing who first? I can't.
They spread their disease like wildfire, and we sought to stamp it out.
I feel like this is kind of like having a conversation with Hitler. Does anyone else feel like that?
Not really.
Yeah.
Since
How would you know? Is that a point of reference you have?
This
not
point, who
Hitler
knows?
himself. But
Not Hitler himself.
But his ghost.
no,
Maybe they're the rift of.
those associates.
No. Maybe he is a rift of one of the other things.
Oh dear lord.
Oh
If
God.
that was the rift.
Stop. Veer away from this topic.
Yeah, we are very no.
Yes, can we quickly do a very big
180,
Veer away from this
before this
topic.
gets
Yeah.
even
Do your
more?
turn.
Back it up.
If you had the ability to control the thoughts and actions of all that came, all that you interacted with, how would you use it?
You know my answer.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Kill all the humans.
Skip.
Would I always know what others are thinking?
Yeah.
Then I
Sure.
would move as far away from others as possible. I do not like noise.
Understandable.
Just a fat mood.
Honestly, all of his answers have been
All of her.
her answers.
yeah.
My apologies.
So I would go to the bottom of the ocean where no one can bother me. Like, I feel that.
Adalaie says, I would outlaw magic.
Honestly, fair.
To prevent tampering with the Tangleman.
Yes.
How do you
For
all?
Fays and humans?
Fays don't tamper with the Tangle when they use magic.
Pretty sure we've established that we don't tamper with the entanglement, and we're humans.
Because we have Fae magic.
Yeah, as it's been alluded to, apparently we're like not super close to human.
How do you feel about Orcar?
Are we
or the
really gonna
Janal?
say that in front of the one that wants to kill all humans?
All four of them have interesting reactions to that question.
Which question?
How they feel about Orcar and the Denal.
Oh.
Drasilia kind of hisses and goes, Oh, I wish I had been around back then.
What did they do?
Well, the Denal is different from Orcar. The Denal was sundered. And Orcar, a mistake.
How long have you guys been around?
I'm the youngest.
Which one of you is the oldest?
Adalaie.
Do you know about dragons?
Does anybody else answer the question?
Yes, I had heard you had an encounter with one.
Other than that, do you know anything about dragons?
Wait,
Yes, I had heard you had an encounter with one. I do know more about dragons, Adalaie says.
Why are we caught up in the dragons?
If
Dragons! They were confined by Fae magic.
how would you feel if a dragon were picked as a chosen?
That's not
I
gonna
would kill you and the dragon.
like we would choose a dragon.
I know. None of them. No. Does nobody else respond about the Denal thing though?
No, Joseph and Eric's do not respond. Though they do have interesting reactions.
Does
Joseph looks like she sucked a sour lemon, and Eric's looks sad.
Aww,
oh,
wee beb.
how were the Orcar a mistake?
Don't you know? We made them!
You what?
Yes.
No,
was
I
a
did not.
pamphlet.
Can you fill us in here?
Did you guys not read the pamphlets?
Pamphlet?
Yes. Poor little human came to us for help. And of course we said no. Because why would we agree to that? There's nothing in it for us, helping a human with anything. And we were going to turn them into Salbana, but that particular human, something was wrong with him. He killed everyone in the room, apparently. And then he fled.
Sounds like a nice guy.
And that was the first Orcar?
Minos.
Is
Minos?
Minos still alive?
Yeah,
Yes.
he is.
Yes.
And you guys know that he's the first Orcar. The people of other Orcar casually refer to him as that.
Yeah.
Shoot. I don't.
Anyway, I think I'm just about bored. So, bye.
Before you go,
And she. Oh, what
Nope.
do you need?
I was going to show the picture of the symbol.
She leaves.
Okay.
Well, that answers that question.
That was a good reaction.
Joseph, Eric's, and Adalaie are still in the room.
We found this.
Do you know what it is?
Of course. It is, means... It roughly translates to victory, but the idea is... death or dominance.
Do you know who created this symbol?
Before my time.
Were you alive before humans were like a thing?
Before they came, no. There are not many Fae who wish to stay alive that long.
Matthias, like,
Because of the faith we have.
does a slow turn behind him to where he thinks the Fae are?
All of whom who are like casual whistling.
Is the door open?
No. Drasilia turned into air and left through like cracks in the wall.
Oh. So she's the terrifying one that Kate was talking about.
The one that could turn into air and suffocate
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yes. That was in fact who Cades was referencing.
Puts on a mask. I'm not breathing in that air.
Oh, they can't. She can't hurt us. But wait, are we technically humans?
Wait,
No.
yeah.
Yes, human shaped. We talked about this.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I forget about that part.
We can't hurt Sabana either.
Oh, Faye can't? Fine.
Anyways.
Is there anything you want to tell us?
Joseph shakes her head. I don't think there is anything worth sharing to you. I'm going to go. I have business to attend to. And she will walk out the door and close it behind her.
I thought there were other. Adalie's gonna lower her voice. She said there were other things.
Yeah, there's still Eric's and Adalaie in the room. They haven't left.
Yeah, I know. That's who she's talking to.
Yes, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to talk about them. It's something we've done for hundreds of years. Why would you suddenly think... Because the...
Is there anything you guys want to tell us?
We know that for sure. A human would not have this.
No, not likely. If they did, they certainly don't know what it means. At least I hope they don't, unless they're insane.
Jane? Hand
Yes.
me the pendant.
Answer. The pendant.
We found this, and the person was... We found it in the city.
In the city?
And they were able to blend into a crowd, so...
Yeah, I would expect most Fae who lived did so because they were better at shapeshifting.
Ah.
They could turn seamlessly into humans. And no one would be any of the wiser.
Have you heard of Apophis?
No, I'm afraid not.
Interesting.
Anyway, I have things to attend to as well. A prince to perpetually annoy. So, I will be on my way.
He is ass.
Again, apparently.
Settle here. Do you know of Apophis?
Who's a Fae from Sashanta?
You're old enough then.
One of the leaders of the council there, if I'm not mistaken.
Who were the other leaders?
They each led... Sashanta is an ancient Fae city. It is not how we ran our city before. They ran in councils of 3 or 4 per subgroup of Fae. So there were approximately 13 different councils in Sashanta at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
On Apophis's council, I believe they dealt with matters of war. Apophis's name carried on with the symbol. The other 2, I believe, are a woman by the name of Aphrodite, and...
I'll just perk up.
I cannot remember the third one.
Husband?
Athena?
I was quite young when the city of Sashanta disappeared.
Can I look at these things? Your reaction?
She looks annoyed.
Athena?
Yes.
No, all of them.
Athena looks annoyed. Hera looks like a little proud.
Well, we found out the third.
Ra looks like he's wanting to try to like punch something. In the face.
Athena, were you the third one?
No. I lost my seat to Aphrodite.
Oh.
Wait, was that the Olympia story? Is that what that was? Or was it Helen?
No, that was Helen.
Yeah.
Imagine losing a seat.
Wait, and Aphrodite in like our mythology, she's the one where if you like look at someone and be like, "Wow, you're prettier than Aphrodite," you're basically like cursing them to like a horrible demise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Aphrodite. I'm surprised. Well, do you know the name Hera?
Vaguely.
Are we just gonna toss names at the poor man?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was quite young when this all happened. I know some of the leaders of the councils because their symbols were preserved and used in other things in their culture.
Symbols? Like what other symbols are there?
Well, there is the moon with the king piece. It is the sister symbol of this piece, and it means victory through peace.
And is Ra look like he's the one who made that symbol or something?
No.
Okay. Do you know the leader of that council?
I believe it was the council that handled diplomacy with other Fae cities. But I can't recall who led it.
Just tossing it out there. Because I know in my mythology, my rift is a lower level. Typhon. Have you ever heard that name before?
No, I can't say I have.
Yeah.
Typhon looks dejected.
Matthias stifles a giggle.
Air smacks you, nothing happens, but he air smacks the back of your head.
Glows brighter for a second.
Yes. There's just a flame handprint.
So, all of them fought in the war. Yeah?
What do you mean all of them? All of the Fae that we're just interrogating?
No, that we have.
No.
Weren't they
No.
just like in the city?
Belshanta was an ancient Fae city. Like, it
Okay.
popped out of existence before the humans invented the calendar.
Okay.
Matthias wants to like lead, like do like the half turn, so he's like addressing the general area of the Fae and be like, "Did you guys willingly pop out of existence?"
No one knows how it happened, Ra says.
Ra says no one knows how it happened.
Rough. Matthias will turn back to the front.
Oh, I feel like you're going to get smacked a bit more for that one.
Does he?
No,
Wait, is that Adalaie?
Typhon just apologizes to Ra for him. Sorry for my riff.
Ooh.
Adalaie is standing there like witnessing all of this, like
He doesn't look quizzled.
Responding for it. Here, can you?
No, but I can sense the shadows.
Okay, that makes sense.
Must be a very full room, huh?
They're certainly full of magical signatures.
Let me tell you, as someone who can see them, it is a very full room.
they're all like huddled in a little corner.
Well, I must be taking my leave now as well.
Yes, of course.
He walks away.
Jesus.
Another
You're basically warned not to choose free Fae, but like...
You gotta choose
That's
at least
not-
one.
That's not gonna happen. And I think it's fair if it doesn't. Someone
Say something to them.
Jane is like, hey, can you guys investigate the room and make sure nobody can hear us, please?
You already asked that question.
Oh wait, I
Yeah.
did. And I know there's nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cades, and Catalina, do you guys want to just go now? We're like sitting down already.
I'm in the running, Kate says.
I told you you were getting.
You weren't kidding.
But weren't you like hard no on myself?
He was. He said no.
Yeah,
But that
like,
doesn't.
no thanks.
We can still.
It seems like a lot of pressure.
And let's just ask for fun. You can
But
ask us
also,
later.
like, do we want to put Cades through how we freed Catalina? Or should we
no.
continue to look for other
No.
ways?
We need to look for other ways. I can't do that.
Never explain how we got Catalina. All of that.
Oh, yeah, like, let's... Well, we didn't explain it to anyone else, but I'm pretty sure we've told Cades, right?
Yes, Catalina told Kate's.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing that, guys. That's not something I'm able to do consistently. So that won't work.
Yeah, and as the only one else with healing magic, really, I can't do that at all.
Do fays have blood? Or is it like a different? Does it have? Is it iron-based blood? My God.
Ooh! Looks at Cades. Hey!
Try to move his finger.
No, I guess not.
Oh, that
Okay,
would have been
so
so
we can't-
funny. All I'm imagining is Cade's doing perpetual bunny symbols and not being able to put them down.
Interesting.
I'm surprised
So
they
it's
didn't.
not like we can ask Catalina to help like we did with Tele.
Mm-hmm.
Catalina,
If given the choice,
would you want to be a
be
chosen?
chosen.
Ooh, rough
You are a
question.
free fae.
I'm not a great leader. Gonna preface with that, I don't make good leadership decisions.
We promised someone that we'd choose a free fae, and you're the best free
No.
fae
Well,
we know.
if I'm the only free fae you know, thank you very much.
Exactly.
And thus, you are, but like, beyond that, you also
If I
are
am the
good.
only choice in your, like, have to, I guess, sure. Why not? But I don't think why not is a good reason.
But do
True.
you want to be in the running? Yes or no?
No, I think I agree with Eric's general assessment that I don't know what I'd do with that kind of power.
Mm.
Who do you want to be it?
Who do I want? Oh, God. Pass?
Pass?
Pass.
You're passing the question?
I had to go through
Yes!
the list and
You can't think of a
talk
single
about
You're
it.
person
out of
who
pass.
you want to be a chosen?
Catalina.
No, I can't. Because I can't think of a single person who, when given absolute power, would, like, do good with it.
Oh, that's fair.
Adalina, do you
Yes.
think do you think if we had the choice to pick any fae, like, do you think we should pick a free fae? The other fae said that was a bad idea. Like, in your personal opinion.
I mean, Jesus, when you said that, I was just calling them cowards because they ran away. Which, I mean, I'd agree with. I think that's fair.
That's cool stuff. Run away from danger, preserve yourself. I
Is
understand that point.
Who would you absolutely not want to
Not
be
one
chosen?
pick, yeah.
Drasilia?
Cades,
Yes.
who would you absolutely not want to be a chosen?
Adalaie? Was that even a
And
And
question?
who would you want?
Yeah, who would you?
Who would you?
I don't know if I could pick one person. Maybe I
Top three.
for the same reason as Katarina, but less cynical. I think that having just one person take all of that on their shoulders isn't good for anyone. Much less that person. I can't imagine. Oh, that responsibility.
What if Alyssa had never picked her chosen and we all just didn't pick anyone?
We would have never left the Denal.
Yeah,
That's right.
but I'm just saying,
And
like,
hey, if you guys don't pick anyone, guess who wins by default?
no, but I mean, if it had rolled around and none of us had picked anyone, I wonder what would have happened.
Well, the part about the prophecy of, like, succeeding or failing, it's in there.
Maybe we made the wrong choice already.
Yep.
Maybe this is how it fails. Well, we've already got this ball rolling, so we should just, follow it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, that's right.
Actually, it turns to Alyssa's chosen.
Yes.
We really don't know much about you, and
Well, most of you don't. I feel like Alyssa has asked me every possible question under the sun. Twice.
Want to give us a quick rundown?
Everything I like and dislike. My favorite word that I know. Literally everything. Like, from what was my favorite birthday to who is
That
my
is a
least
good question.
to who is my least favorite relative.
Also a good question.
I feel like I've been quizzed pretty hard.
What's your answers to the questions we've been asking? Like, who would you absolutely not pick?
Is it a cheaty answer to say I don't think an Oracle would do a good job?
No, it's your personal
That
opinion.
is your personal opinion, and this is a safe space.
Okay, well, that's my answer. To who I think would do a good job. Well, I'm already in the running, so I guess me.
Why do you think you'd do a good job?
I don't know yet. Alyssa, why don't you share?
You've got lots of good qualities.
Alyssa.
Such as?
Creativity, adventurous spirit, good decision making.
That last one. That's very subjective. I don't even think I have good decision making, and they're my decisions.
How are you with politics?
No experience. That's a lie. You stole a king's face. Yeah, minuses. And I don't want him to know about it.
Hold up, I knew it sounded. God damn it!
That's where we heard about it.
Yes,
Where did we hear what?
she stole the dude's face.
Yeah, she did.
She took the first Orcar's face.
Yeah.
The first Orcar.
That was dangerous.
Dude in history.
Yes, he's one of the most powerful Orcars in existence, and I got away with it.
How? I don't know. But that
I live
was
on the edge. I guess I'm a risk taker.
And he didn't even notice. He still hasn't.
At least I don't think he has. I only showed up at him at a party once.
Only once.
And I think I did a good job acting.
How does he act? I'm
How does he
curious.
act?
Okay, so imagine being boring and then multiply that by the color beige.
Oh god.
So imagine having a stick and shoving it so far up your butt.
He's not like an
That you
asshole.
become the
He's
dick.
just kind of dull. Like, he's really strong and like a genius general and stuff, but like,
He's bored.
he has a very monotone voice and I could fall asleep hearing him talk.
Oh.
Is that a good thing?
We know like nothing about Oracar hierarchy, but I don't know if we really want to go back into it at all.
No.
No.
I mean, I know a little something about it, but because I
We
lived
would've-
there.
We would
all my
appreciate
life.
your knowledge.
But like, what do you want to know? We could talk about this later. I could there's probably a book out there or something.
Not in here. I'll tell you that. Well, they got pamphlets.
Again, they did not hand you a pamphlet. They handed you a book. I was just giving you shortened knowledge.
No, this is what Adalaie considers pamphlets.
They were tomes of knowledge. Probably didn't even finish the book.
The pamphlet.
It's a long pamphlet.
Yeah.
A very folded up pamphlet.
Or just an
Anyway,
extended pamphlet.
Paper that gives you information in a brief segment. So therefore, a book can be a pamphlet.
Brief.
anyway,
How brief in comparison to
anyway,
Yeah. We'll
I
move
repeat
on.
for the fourth time. We are going to pull away.
Oh.
It's Tele. And we pull away to Mary Kate's first day on the Foxbury campus. It had been a grand affair. Her roommate wasn't getting in until next week, so she'd taken the day to get acquainted with the space. Firstly, she made a list of names as she walked. She was short and looked young, so she used the, "I'm from this high school newspaper club and I'm doing a report on college life" line like 20 times. It fell through her lips as easily as breathing, as she made special note of each student that stood out in her brain. She made a longer list that day than she had in her entire time in Chicago. It wasn't the first of the red flags, but it was certainly one of the larger ones. Mattie Gray, glows, track team, always busy. Ryan O'Neill, super speed / strength, ? Track team. Part of a power couple, literally, her notes began. And they went on like that for several pages. Power speculations and general notes sprawling on each person, more hastily recorded than the last, as she noticed the pattern. She underlined the names of any and all adults she noticed, keeping a closer eye on her than a normal adult would. By the time that lunch rolled around, her head was reeling with all the possibilities. This place was so weird! She was gonna figure out why. And with that, episode 39 of Kingmakers, Bound, comes to a close. I've been your MC, and we will see you all next time.